Hey, Thor. Oh, how does he get back to everyone now? Also, what happened with, Hulk? Oh, there he is.
Did I hurt anybody?
Oh,
You've got a condition.
I think he's aware. Oh, I love this first question was, did he hurt anybody? So sweet.
Clint, you're gonna be all right.
Clint Barton.
Have you ever had someone take your brain and play?
I'm so glad he's back. We need him on our side.
How'd you get him out?
Cognitive recalibration. I hit you really hard in the head.
Thanks. That's awesome. How many agents did I get?
Don't do that to yourself, Clint.
Gonna make his play soon, though.
Today, what did Loki do to you?
He didn't. Just. I've been compromised. I got red in my ledger. I'd like to wipe it out.
Is this the first time you lost a soldier?
We are not soldiers.
He said that very angrily.
Put together a list.
You made it personal. That's Loki's point. He hit us all right where we live. Why?
To tear us apart.
Yeah, divide and conquer's great, but he knows he has to take us out to win, right? That's what he wants. He wants an audience. Monument built to the skies with his name plastered. Son of a bitch.
Yep. The more Stark talks, the more he figures it out. All right, here we go. Oh, I love all of these shots. Yay. I'm so happy. And where's Bruce?
Hey, you guys aren't authorized to be in here.
Son, just don't.
Those cards, they were in Coulson's locker, not in his jacket.
They needed the push.
Sir, I've turned off the arc reactor. The device is already self-sustaining.
Shut it down, Dr. Selvig.
It's too late! You can't stop now.
The barrier is pure energy. It's unbreachable.
I'm planning to threaten you.
You should have left your armor on for that.
Would you like a drink?
Stalling me won't change anything.
No. Threatening. No drink, you sure? I'm having one.
It's a fancy bar.
The Chitauri are coming. What have I to fear?
The Avengers. That's what we call ourselves. Sort of like a team. Earth's mightiest heroes type thing. A super soldier, a living legend who kind of lives up to the legend. A man with breathtaking anger management issues, a couple of master assassins, and you've managed to piss off every single one of them.
I have an army.
We have a Hulk. There is no version of this where you come out on top. Because if we can't protect the Earth, you can be damn well sure we'll avenge it.
Ooh.
This usually works.
Well, performance issues, it's not uncommon. 1 out of 5.
Jarvis, any turn now?
I love that sexual innuendo. Oh, not good. Very, very smart of him. I was wondering what those bracelets were.
And there's one other person you pissed off. His name was Phil.
Oh. Yes, we can't forget about Coulson. Oh, great. Here we go.
Right. Army.
Whoa, look at this. It's a very cool shot.
Loki! Turn off the Tesseract or I'll destroy it.
You can't. There is no stopping it. There is only the war.
So be it.
Sir, we have more incoming.
Fine. Let's keep him occupied.
Oh dear. Eggs. Oh my gosh. Whoa. The hell is this thing? It's like a vehicle to transport them all, I guess.
Stark, you seeing this?
See,
still working on believing. Where's Banner? Has he shown up yet?
Banner?
Just keep me posted.
Yeah, Bruce should show up soon, I hope.
You think this madness will end with your rule? It's too late to stop it.
No, we can. Together.
No. Ah, smooth. But did he not leave his, I forget what he calls it. Skeptor? Spectre?
We got this. It's good. Go.
You think you can hold him off?
Captain? Be my genuine pleasure.
Yes. I love Barton so much. He's my favorite non-hero.
Just like Budapest all over again.
You and I remember Budapest very differently.
Love that they're having like a casual conversation while trying to fight these things.
You need men in these buildings. There are people inside, and they're gonna be running right into the line of fire. I need a perimeter as far back as 39th.
Why the hell should I take orders from you?
Do you not see who he is? Also, because this is why. Are you watching with your eyeballs? This is why.
I need men in those buildings. Leave the people down and away from the streets.
Good man. Good man. Ooh.
We got his attention.
Mhm.
What the hell was step 2?
Lead it away? That seems like a good plan. Hey, let's go.
The power surrounding the cube is impenetrable.
Thor's right. We got to deal with these guys.
I have unfinished business with Loki.
Yeah? We'll get in line.
Save it. We got Stark up top. He's gonna need us to...
Hey, there he is. I love how quiet it just got here all of a sudden. There's nobody around.
This all seems horrible.
I've seen worse.
Sorry.
No, we could use a little worse.
Stark, we got him.
Banner?
Just like you said.
Then tell him to suit up. I'm bringing the party to you.
Time to get angry.
Now might be a really good time for you to get angry.
That's my secret, Cap. I'm always angry.
That right there was him showing, because at the end of that movie, we saw that he was learning how to control to be able to like turn on and off. Love it. These things are scary looking. Oh, I love this so much.
Send the rest.
The rest, no. Oh God, no. Why are there more of them?
Call it, Captain.
All right, listen up. Barton, I want you on that roof. Eyes on everything. Call out patterns and strays. Stark, you got the perimeter.
Can you give me a lift?
Right. Better clench up, Legolas.
You gotta try and bottleneck that portal. You and me, we stay here on the ground. We keep the fighting here. And Hulk, smash.
I love that Stark was like, Cap, you call the shots. And then he did. That was great.
Stark, got a lot of strays sniffing your tail. Well, they can't bank worth a damn. Find a type.
Hell yes. He's so good.
Well, Thor's taking on a squadron down on 6th.
And he didn't invite me.
Don't take it personally, Stark.
And Captain, none of this is gonna mean a damn thing if we don't close that portal.
You sure about this?
Yeah, it's gonna be fun.
Oh gosh. That was cool. I really enjoy how we keep like pretty evenly flipping back and forth between everyone to see like what everyone's actively doing. And then moments like this where we get two of them in the same area. I love it. Not Grand Central Station. Oh wait, were his eyes still that blue color? Or is he back to normal now? Wait, that's twice now we've seen that woman with the blonde hair. It looks like Ashley Johnson. I'm gonna have to look that up and see if it is. And if it's not her, whoever that is looks just like her. Yeah, her. Yeah, that is 100% her.
The council has made a decision.
I recognize the council has made a decision, but given that it's a stupid-ass decision, I've elected to ignore it. Until I'm certain my team can't hold it, I will not order a nuclear strike against the civilian population.
Hawkeye!
Nat, what are you doing?
Right, I forgot he was called Hawkeye. Which I don't really... Whoa, you bitch. Right, Hawkeye, Black Widow, but I don't really feel like they're heroes. Like, they're awesome, but I wouldn't put them on the same level as, like, Hulk and Thor and stuff.
I am a god, you dull creature, and I will not be bullied by that.
Oh my gosh.
Puny god.
I love that this Hulk still looks like Mark Ruffalo. I didn't really feel like the Hulk and the Incredible Hulk looked like Edward Norton that much.
The Tesseract can't fight.
It's not your fault. You didn't know what you were doing.
Okay, so he is back to normal. Yeah, okay.
Actually, I think I did. I built in the safety to cut their power source.
Loki's scepter.
May be able to close the portal.
Okay.
And I'm looking right at it.
Right, I knew it was still there. That's why I was asking. I'm like, did he leave his scepter there? That feels like I don't know. That feels like not something Loki would do.
You ever hear the tale of Jonah?
I wouldn't consider him a role model.
He needs to have unlimited of those. Oh my gosh, there's so many of them.
Director Fury is no longer in command. Override Order 7 Alpha 1-1.
Anyone on the deck? We have a rogue bird. We need to shut it down.
That gun's not gonna do anything.
Stark, you hear me? You have a missile headed straight for the city.
How long?
3 minutes, max.
3 minutes?
Packages sent. Detonation in 2 minutes, 30 seconds.
You ready for another bout?
What, you getting sleepy?
I can shut the portal down.
Do it! No, wait. Stark, these things are still coming.
I got a nuke coming in. It's gonna blow in less than a minute.
Stark really about to stop this missile? Oh my gosh. Wow.
You know that's a one-way trip.
Shall I try Miss Potts?
Might as well.
He's gonna put it right.
So, Miss
Oh.
Come on.
He better get in. I mean, the next movie's Iron Man 3, so obviously he makes it.
Close it.
Just in time.
Son of a gun.
He's not slowing down.
Aww. Yay. Good job, Hulk.
What the hell?
We won.
All right, hey. All right, good job, guys. You ever tried shawarma? There's a shawarma joint about 2 blocks from here.
We're not finished yet.
There
And
is
then shawarma after.
still there is still Loki, right? He needed a break after the Hulk smashed him into the ground 5 times. Oh, hell yeah.
I'll have that drink now.
Oh gosh. That was a good shot of them. The only thing is that the Hulk looked the same size as them all, so this is cute.
Superheroes.
Stan. Wow, very brief appearance in this movie. I'm not gonna lie, about like half an hour ago I was wondering, like, when is Stan's cameo gonna happen? Haven't seen him yet.
What, that this is all somehow their fault? Captain America saved my life.
Oh yeah, that is 1000% Ashley Johnson. I had no idea she was in this movie.
Where are the Avengers? I'm not currently tracking their whereabouts. Tesseract is where it belongs. Out of our reach.
That's not your call.
I didn't make it. I just didn't argue with the god that did.
So you let him take it and the war criminal Loki, who should be answering for his crime.
Oh, I think he will be.
They're dangerous.
They surely are. And the whole world knows it. Every world knows it.
Was that the point of all this?
I promise.
Cool. Okay, so it's clear to me that Black Widow and Hawkeye are like part of the Avengers.
They've gone their separate ways.
Oh, they'll come back together again. It's fine.
They'll come back.
They will.
You really sure about that?
Yes.
Why?
Because we'll need them to.
Sick. Oh, I love how this is done. Oh, I love that it's the glasses for him. Jeremy Renner, that's his name.
Humans. They are not the cowering wretches we were promised. They stand. They are unruly and therefore cannot be ruled. To challenge them is to court death.
That was an interesting looking character, person. I don't know that I want to say person. All right, I'm also gonna look at the credits. I'm positive that's Ashley Johnson. Yeah, waitress Ashley Johnson. There we go. Crazy! I had no idea. So awesome. Is this all the scene is? It's just them enjoying their shawarma in a completely destroyed shawarma place. Oh my gosh, that's hilarious. I love that. Okay, hello. Before I get into my thoughts and review about this movie, before that edited part of my video arrives, I'm sneaking this in. I searched on YouTube Ashley Johnson Avengers because I wanted to rewatch those bits with her. Come to find out, there is supposedly a deleted scene that has her in it. So I haven't watched this yet. I just quickly clicked on it. It's only 49 seconds, so I figured I would record my reaction to this. So here we go. Does she get to talk to Steve? That's cool.
Waiting on the big guy?
Ma'am?
Iron Man. A lot of people eat here just to see him fly by.
Oh. That's funny.
Maybe another time.
Table's yours as long as you like. Nobody's waiting on it. Plus, we've got free wireless.
Radio?
She's like, what?
Ask for her number, you moron.
Hi, Stan. True. True, though. Very, very true. Oh my gosh, that was great. That was great. I kind of wish they would have kept that one in. I only hear Ellie when I hear Ashley Johnson speak because of the Last of Us games. If anyone else is excited for the show, let me know. I will be reacting to it on the channel, just as a heads up. That was fun. That was really fun. I'm also seeing that there is another deleted scene in here with Ashley in it, over 4 minutes long. I didn't record that. I just watched it now. Quick thoughts on that deleted scene. I kind of wish they would have included some of it in because I think that focusing on civilians in a huge fight like this, where like the city is being completely destroyed, I think it's important to focus on that. And by removing it from the movie, I don't know. I feel like they should have included that in because it just added so much more oomph to the fight in New York. I think Ashley did a great job acting in it. She's just a phenomenal actor, period, though. So, and I love her. I have nothing bad to ever say about her, but yeah, I really enjoyed that scene. It was good. If you haven't watched the deleted scene, just search The Cop and the Waitress on YouTube and you'll find it. All right, time to talk about this movie. The Avengers has now officially taken Iron Man out of that #1 spot for me so far in the MCU, and the main reason is just because it was so wonderful to have everyone come together to talk, work together as a team, fight together side by side. I just loved it. I feel like the team together was just so much better for me. I am grateful that we got those individual movies to introduce us to these characters, get that backstory, and just kind of like get familiar with them and get to know them before we had them come together. But this was the payoff that I was expecting and hoping for. I really enjoyed this movie. Fun with a capital F. This movie for me also felt very superhero-y without being too much or excessive. I do think the main fight at the very end was long, but I didn't find that it was too long or too dragged out because let's be real, all of the heroes were split up for the most part, and I do think that it was important that we needed to focus on them and kind of go back and forth between everyone. So I think for that reason it was paced very, very well. I feel like if the fight lasted the same amount of time, but everyone was together, then it would have felt very dragged out and felt like too much and just felt excessive. But no, I think that fight was done really well. It was fun to watch. The effects are really great. I enjoyed it. The overall story in this movie was really good. I found that the whole movie was paced pretty well. For it being like an almost 2.5 hour long movie, I think that, you know, it didn't feel slow at all. And honestly, the movie like kicked off huge right from the beginning and pretty much didn't really let go on that until the very end. So I had fun with this. I enjoyed it. There were a ton of special effects in this movie. I think that they were all done really well and were a joy to watch. And the filming itself was pretty good, though I do have a complaint. It was the scene where Thor and Loki were fighting on the top of Stark Tower. I don't know why the camera was zoomed in so much during some of that fight, but I couldn't make out what was happening. I didn't know who was punching who. All I saw was forearms and biceps and shoulders, and normally I would be fine with that. But I don't know. I feel like the camera could have been pulled back a little bit for that. Like, I don't know. If I'm seeing two awesome people like Thor and Loki fight, I want to see like full body shots. Like, give me the full body shots. Don't be zooming in to their fucking cheeks and hairs and shoulders and shit. Like, I want to see them all. Give me their whole bodies. But other than that small little nitpick about that one scene, I think that for the most part, everything was shot really well. Effects were great. And yeah, it was just a fun movie. That's all I have to say, really. So the main song in this movie, which I'm gonna call the main Avengers theme song, I don't know if that's actually what it's called or if it has a name, but the whole dun dun dun, I've heard that song so many times before. I did not know that that was the Avengers theme song. I feel the same way about that song like I felt about the main Star Wars song going into the Star Wars films, the one that plays when the movies first start rolling and kick off, right? I had heard that Star Wars song so many times before, knew that it was Star Wars. This one, didn't know it was the Avengers, now I do. It's nice to finally put kind of like some context behind the song. I couldn't tell you when and where I've heard it before. I just feel like it's one of those popular things that gets played a lot that you just don't know until you know, you know? All I wanted to say about it is that I really love the Avengers theme. I think that it feels uplifting and inspiring and motivational, and I feel like it's just like the perfect superhero song. if that makes sense. All right, time for me to dive into the characters and the actors, which is typically where I spend most of my time in these thoughts and review. But before I do, let me know if you would like me to split out my video chapters in the description. So typically I just have 3 chapters. I've got my intro, my reaction, and then my thoughts and review. But I've been thinking lately about splitting up my thoughts and review into more specific sections so that you all can kind of jump around to like where I talk about my overall thoughts on the story, where I talk about the characters, where I talk about effects, score. If I have a bunch of different topics that I'm touching on, if you find value in me splitting it out like that, let me know. Okay, the first thing I want to talk about is Barton and Romanoff. I was not expecting them to actually be Avengers, especially Barton, because we had him so briefly in the movie Thor that I didn't really think much of him when we saw him in that movie. And then when he appeared in this one, I obviously recognized him. I recognized him as that guy that was waiting for the orders to shoot at Thor when he was trying to grab his hammer. But I wasn't expecting him to, 1, make an appearance in this movie, and 2, actually be an Avenger and to have like a nickname. What is it? Hawkeye? Is that what he's called? Yeah, Hawkeye. I thought he was great. He is my favorite like non-hero of the group. I love Natasha Romanoff, don't get me wrong. I love Black Widow, but I don't know. There's just something about Barton. I really love how he uses his bow and arrow. I really love how he looks. I just think he's really great. And I had such hope that he wasn't going to stay under Loki's spell for long and that he would come back to the good side and help, fight. And so I'm very glad to see that. I'm very glad to see that he is an Avenger. I just think that's so cool. Having Natasha, aka Black Widow, so prominent in this movie and also being an Avenger was also really great. And I just love watching all scenes with her. I love how she fights. I love how she speaks. She's just such a great character. So excited to see more of her. I love ScarJo. I have loved all the movies I've seen her in, and I think I'm really gonna keep enjoying her as Black Widow. But yeah, I definitely was expecting the Avengers to just be Thor and Captain America and Iron Man and Hulk, just the 4 of them. I was absolutely not expecting it to be a team of 6 and to have those 2 kind of fight with them, and I just think that's really cool, and I'm so excited for more. It also makes me wonder if the Avengers grows. Like, I don't know, do we go from 6 to like 10 people? Do we meet more superheroes down the road that be part of this? Do we meet other like spy, soldiery type characters that become part of this? Like, well, I wouldn't call Barton a soldier. He's more like a stealth assassin, I guess, like the rogue archer kind of man. And then Natasha's obviously like our spy, but she can certainly pack a punch when she needs to. All right, out of our main heroes and by extension our villain, I want to talk about Thor and Loki first. And the first thing that I want to talk about is a question that I have, which I don't want answered obviously, because it's possible that I get this information in maybe the next Thor movie or one of the other Thor. How many Thor movies do I have? Like 2 or 3 still to watch. Anyway, it was such a quick sentence, but Loki said to Thor something about Odin using dark magic on Thor to get him to Earth because of the whole Bifrost Bridge being destroyed at the end of the movie Thor. I hate how brief that was because the mention of it has me wanting to see it. Like, I want to know how that works. I want to know what Odin does, or what he did, to get Thor to Earth, because I won't lie, like, it was great to see Thor, but I was kind of surprised that, like, ta-da, he was just on Earth and we didn't get to actually see that process, because that was obviously a big concern of mine, or a question that I had at the end of Thor was like, okay, well, how the fuck does he get to Earth now? And then it's mentioned in one sentence in this movie and I'm like, well, I want more of that. So obviously don't spoil for me in the comments if this is something that does get shown or addressed or discussed more in the next Thor movie, then cool. That's just something I am thinking about. That part aside, I really, really loved both Thor and Loki in this movie, but I actually enjoyed Loki more. I thought that he was such a great villain in this movie. I really loved his look. I loved the outfits he was wearing. I loved his scepter, tool, weapon, whatever we want to call it. I love that he, even though I didn't want Barton and Selvig to be controlled by him, I kind of love that whole process and seeing how that happened and stuff. And Tom Hiddleston does such a great job as him. I'm so excited for more Loki in future movies. I'm excited to eventually get to that show when the time comes. I know we're only 2 movies in, but Loki I need more. I think I love Loki so much as a villain because he's not this like big and strong man. He's more like a mage to me, and I love playing mages in role-playing games. Some of my favorite characters to play. And so that's the kind of vibe that Loki gives me, right? Like, he's got really cool weapons and tools. He like dresses really well. He just is kind of menacing in that way. Like, villains don't have to be these like big and strong characters. And yeah, Loki, I don't know what else to say. Loki's great. I don't really have much to say about Thor specifically in this film, or really Chris Hemsworth performance. I'm just gonna say that Thor was great, just as great as he was in the first Thor film. I really enjoyed hearing him talk, watching him fight, do all the things. I think that Chris did a great job at playing him, and like I mentioned in the reaction, very happy that we don't have bleached facial hair anymore or bleached eyebrows. Much nicer just having his regular color. All right, let's move on to Steve Rogers and Tony Stark, aka Captain America and Iron Man. Oh my gosh, I absolutely thrive on their dynamic, and I just find it so interesting, and I really enjoyed their scenes together. The reason I find their dynamic interesting is because their personalities are polar opposites to each other. In their Steve and Tony form, I feel like they would never talk. They would certainly never be friends, and we had a little bit of that headbutting already, but when they transform into their superhero personas, we've got Iron Man, Captain America, especially when they work together really, really well. And I really enjoyed that scene where they were on the ship, preventing it from, you know, falling down onto ground. And I just love the dynamic. I love their bickering. I love when they work together. There's just something about them that I just really enjoy. The type of personality that Tony is someone that I just could never see Steve talking to or being friends with. Like, Steve is humble, he is selfless, and he cares so much about people and doing the right thing. And not to say that Tony doesn't care about people or about doing the right thing, but Tony is certainly not selfless and he's not humble in any way, shape, or form. Dude has a massive ego and loves to flaunt, and he loves to, you know, be that guy. And Steve is just not that guy. I think that Chris Evans and Robert Downey Jr. absolutely, once again, just completely performed so well as these characters, and I could never picture any other person being them. These roles, I feel like, were made for them, and it's just such a joy to watch them act as these characters. And yeah, I loved it. All right, let's talk about Mark Ruffalo as Bruce. I won't lie, as much as I loved Edward Norton's Bruce Banner, I also really enjoy Mark Ruffalo's Bruce. And the thing that I really enjoy is that Edward set up Bruce really well, and I feel like Mark just continued that really well. Like, the moment that Mark Ruffalo appeared on screen, I immediately was like, yep, that's Bruce. And just the way that he acted, it felt like Bruce Banner. I can't really explain it. Maybe some of you understand what I mean and can feel the same, but yeah, I think that Mark stepped really well into the role as Bruce, and I do like his Hulk more than I like the Hulk in The Incredible Hulk. I think one of the things I like the most is that Mark Ruffalo's Hulk actually still looks like him. I did not think that Edward Norton's Hulk looked like him at all. I thought the faces were completely different. But in this movie, like, you could tell, like, oh, that's just a very beefed up green Mark Ruffalo. I even like how they still kept his hair like the salt and pepper style. I thought that was great. One of my favorite scenes in this whole movie was the scene where the Hulk grabbed Loki and smashed him into the ground multiple times, kind of resembling a toddler with a rag doll. Just beating it into the ground. The enemy species in this movie, the Chitauri, I think that's what they were called, are very interesting to me, and I kind of wish that we had a little bit more backstory on them. I don't know if we're gonna get any of that now, because it feels to me like the species is completely gone because of the whole missile going into that ship where they were all coming from kind of thing. However, the other, whoever they are, still exists. And in that mid-credit scene, we got to see this new face. Well, it's a new face for me, but this face that kind of gives me like Purple Hulk vibes. I anticipate that that person, whoever they are, is going to be the next like big enemy. Now, I don't know if we have to wait until the next Avengers movie to see him, or if we're gonna get like sprinklings of him in the next few movies, because phase 2 starts with like, we've got another Iron Man movie, we've got another Cap America movie, we've got another Thor, and then I believe phase 2 also has Guardians of the Galaxy before we get into another Avengers movie. So I'm very interested to learn who this person is, why they kind of look like the Hulk except purple. I want to know their relationship with the other. I want to know, I don't know, I just want to know more about these enemies and these villains, because I didn't really feel a huge attachment to this species. It kind of just felt like, here's your army, have fun, but we don't get to know anything about them really. So, but I feel like we are going to get to know about this like purple man soon. So very excited for that. Obviously, please don't say anything below about this. I'm just sitting here speculating and thinking out loud because it's my first time with this franchise, and I hope that you all that stick around for these thoughts and review, I really hope that you find value in this. I hope that you find value in me doing this speculating and kind of thinking about what's to come, because when I watch reactions of series that I love, with Game of Thrones being like one of my favorites to watch reaction videos for, I love hearing the questions people have. and kind of just how they're interpreting things so far. So yeah, I hope that there's many of you that enjoy this part of things. And I do thank you all so much for keeping spoilers out of the comments. There have only been a few across these videos that have had to be deleted, which I'm very grateful for. So thank you for allowing me to have a very fresh experience. And I'm just excited to continue. I can't believe phase 1 is over already, because how many phases are there? 6? 4? 5? I have no idea. All right, I only have one Letterboxd review to show you all today because I think as we get through these movies, it's gonna be harder for me to like sift through these reviews without ending up seeing spoilers. So the one that I'm sharing today is a 4-star review by Christmas D. I feel like they just have that username because it's Christmas, but their review says, jealous of Loki, would fucking love to get tossed around by a hulked up Mark Ruffalo. And honestly, whoever you are, same. I love Mark Ruffalo so much. Every movie of his I've seen that he's in, I just love so much. All right, and that officially concludes my thoughts and reviews. So now I turn it to you. Please comment below and let me know what you think of this movie. And if you enjoyed my reaction or not, I really appreciate you sticking around to the very end. If you are watching this right now, please include a yellow heart somewhere in your comment so that I know that you watched all the way to the end. That would mean the world to me. If you're not yet subbed to the channel, please click here to do so. And if you want to continue on watching, here are some links for you. Go ahead and continue on with your journey with my reaction videos. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much to all my patrons on Patreon for your support. And with that, we will see you in the next reaction video. Take care, everyone.